On slide 11, you'll see that the three key components of a profit and loss statement are the income section, the expense section, and then the net income, which of course is the difference between income and expenses. At its core and its most simplistic, this is what's on a P&L: income, expenses, and net income. It doesn't show cash balances you have. It doesn't show the amount of money you've earned over time, right? It doesn't show credit card liabilities or student loan debts, right? It just shows income, money coming in, expenses, money coming out, and the difference between those two, your net income amount. Some individuals or organizations can further subdivide these categories. So for example, you might have income from operations, right? Kind of the main thing you do, whether it is selling work or teaching or leading workshops or whatever it is. Or you might have other types of income. Maybe you have passive income like royalties from a licensing arrangement you may have had, or maybe you have investment income from a short-term investment fund you have in the name of your business or something like that. Your income can be subdivided into categories that make sense for you. At its most simplistic, you just have money coming in from your single activity. But as things get more complicated, it's important to kind of subdivide the income so that you can really get a clear picture of how you're doing. So the level of complexity within your own practice will let you know how many different categories of income you need. Expenses are the same way. Generally speaking, at its most simple, you might just have some operating expenses. But as things get more complicated, you have different types of expenses, right? And so grouping them into different categories makes a whole lot of sense. And the first natural expense category that emerges is something we call cost of goods sold. So these are the direct costs associated with tangible work that you sell. And that's a nice subset of expenses to pay attention to because it helps you track what your income from a particular work is, right? As opposed to kind of just looking at big picture income or net income. So that's usually the first category that emerges, but it definitely makes sense for you to think about your creative practice and organize your expenses into categories that make sense for you.